Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to those of you from the East Coast. Welcome to another Nero Global Tracking webinar. Today we'll be presenting 5 steps to simplify your maintenance. As you're well familiar, to access the Nero portal is just simply hitting the Nero portal webpage and then a simple username and password to log in. As you've noticed along the top of your screen, there are many different high-level topics for you to interact with on the Nero system. Vehicles, assets, personnel, maintenance reports, dispatch if you have the Garmin dispatch feature, and administration. Today we're going to click on maintenance. The screen that you are currently shown is the first step to simplifying your maintenance. It is a high-level, at-a-glance view of maintenance statuses within your fleet. Now, if you don't know, as vehicle tracking beacons are stored in your are installed in your vehicle, they are both collecting engine hours if you're working with heavy equipment. They're also tracking mileage as well. And that information, along with duration, how many days has it been since your last service, it's all collected in our system and can be used for different maintenance schedules. So if you can see here, what happens if there is a maintenance item overdue, the line will be highlighted here in red, and I can always simply click on that and expand to get more information on it. So here we have a brake service that's overdue by 19 days. I can also go ahead and click on any one of these other vehicles, get more information on any one of these service items. So here we have an oil change due every 75,000 kilometers, and we know that the next service is due in 5,254 kilometers. You can also just put in maintenance items that are due every X number of days. We have some customers who like to remind themselves when their insurance is coming up due or other motor vehicle inspections or other things that only time-based. So this is the first step, just getting an overall high-level view of the current status of maintenance in your fleet. If I wanted to create one of these maintenance schedules, I just simply go up, click on New Maintenance Schedule. The screen that I'm now shown allows me to select from any of the service types. The system is fully configurable. You set the service intervals that you want with this service type. This does not have to adhere to the manufacturer's schedule. This can be set to whatever you would like according to your own company policy. So here we'll set I'm just going to set it today to every 75,000 kilometers. And for those of you in the U.S., this would be shown in miles as well. And then if I wanted to, I could say every 75,000 miles or any number of X days, whichever comes first, or engine hours if you happen to be interested in measuring engine hours for your fleet, maybe in heavy equipment, yellow iron, things like that. The next item to do is simply select which vehicles you would like this service item to apply to. I can go ahead and select any number of individual vehicles, or what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to select all of them and put them into this list. One of the last tasks to do is then optionally choose who will be notified via email when this service item is overdue, or really on the day that it is due. Again, I can select individual people, or if you've got groups configured in your portal, I can simply select the whole group and move that right on over. I'm going to select a few people. Now I'll go ahead and click Next. This last step is optional. This gives you the opportunity to enter in the odometer and or engine hours at the last service date for this maintenance item. So when was the last time this timing belt was replaced? You can type in both the odometer setting or engine hours, and also put in the service date. And then that's kind of nice, because then that'll backdate it, and the system will count from that date. It knows the mileage that you have driven since that date, and then the system will all be trued up and ready to go. But like I said, this is optional. You can skip this step and come back to this later if you would like. Now I'll click on Save. Let me go back to the main screen. So now what we've shown maintenance items at a glance. We've shown creating a maintenance schedule and service types. Now I'll show service log. And there's two different ways, or actually there's a number of different ways to enter in a service log. But two of the most popular are either clicking on New Service Log right at the top of the screen, or go ahead and clicking after you've viewed in this view which service item. You can simply go ahead and just click on Service Log. And a service log is simply when you actually did the work. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the button I'm going to go ahead and for Barb, I'm going to do an oil change, and let me adjust the settings here. The odometer was 60,233. I'm not going to concern myself with engine hours for this vehicle, and the service date, that was just done back on the 4th. I'm a little late in putting that in. And then you can always go ahead and add any extra comments you would like to the service log, so you can retrieve that for later review. I go ahead and click on Save, and now that's saved into the system. So now we've shown maintenance items at a glance, how to create a schedule, which is an actual service item that you want to be doing on a routine basis, and service log, which is when you actually perform that service. Now the last two parts of our 5 steps to simplify your maintenance is running reports on the information that you've now entered into the system. So now I switch over to the Reports tab, and I direct your attention down to the Maintenance section of reports. And the last two items here in particular, pending maintenance and service log. So let's go ahead and take a look at service log. As you saw, we just went ahead and entered in a service log for an oil change. And all I'm going to do here for the service log report is I'm interested in all the services that have been done for all my vehicles. So now I've gone ahead and selected all service logs. I decided to select all my vehicles. I'm going to go ahead and group the report data by item, by vehicle, leave that at the default. I'm going to run it. What did I do last month? What did I do in June? Go over, click on Create Report, and now at a glance I can see which services were done on which vehicles. I'm going to click back on Reports and go to Pending Maintenance. Pending maintenance, in my view, is probably the most powerful maintenance report or way you can interact with the maintenance module in the Nero system. This is a culmination of once you've got everything entered into the system, I can now look forward and have the system tell me which maintenance items are coming up due. And as a manager, a business owner, or a fleet manager, I think this is probably one of the most powerful reports, because now I can look out, say, 30 days in advance or 1,000 kilometers and say which one of my vehicles have maintenance items coming up due, and helps me pre-plan when vehicles need to come off the road. Perhaps I see something where the same vehicle has 2 maintenance items, but they're 3 weeks apart, and so I decide to do them both at the same time for efficiency's sake. So I'll simply go ahead and type in, let's go for 1,000 kilometers and or 30 days in the future, I'm going to go ahead and just, again, select all vehicles, create the report, and now what we're seeing on the screen is a simple pending maintenance report. So coming up for the Honda van is a brake service. It is overdue by 19 days and provides other summary information such as the last odometer service date and last engine hours. So in here I see that for the vehicle Smitty, insurance is coming up due in 20 days, and you can see for other vehicles, other service items coming up due as well. So what we've shown today are 5 simple steps to simplify your vehicle maintenance while using the GPS system. Looking at your service items at a glance, as we're seeing here, how to create maintenance schedules and service types within those schedules, the service log itself, which is the actual event of performing that service, and then 2 reports, running service logs, see what you've done historically, and then running pending maintenance reports, which is really looking forward to seeing what maintenance items will be coming due in the next X days or X kilometers. As I promised, this would be a short session. If there's any questions now, feel free to type them into the questions box. And I've got one question here, and a current user of the system, and they say that they find it's very useful when adding a service log. Let me go ahead and click on that, to add in comments. Is there a way to historically retrieve those comments as well? There certainly is. You can go under service logs and run the report for here for July, June, May, or April. That'll show you the last 3 months. But probably a better way to do it is to go back to reports, click on service log, and if you saw in the reports before, although we do not include comments today on this report, we will be including it in our next release on August 19th, 2011. So as of August 20th, 2011, you'll be able to see all historical service logs as you have in the past with your comments now included in that report. And once it's in the report, you'll be able to go ahead and export that or print that and archive it for all your archival needs. Thank you very much again for attending another Nero Global Tracking webinar.